Can you tell us about the challenges manufacturers face when it comes to welding, especially with fit-up variations?
Sure. So there are essentially two extremes of problem that we have come across. The first one is in the large manufacturers, people who have a low mix, high volume situation. Parts arrive that come from castings or suppliers or internally that don't completely fit up when they come to the welding process. In those situations, what we find is that those manufacturers often have a robotic welding cell, and right next to that would be a manual welding system as a backup for the robotic welding cell. Because what happens is that the robot, as a result of the fit-up variations and the distortion that occurs during the weld, makes mistakes. And so then what the manufacturer has to do is then grind the part down and then repair it with a manual welder. So that's a typical problem that we find in volume manufacturing. In the case of job shops, which is the other extreme, they may have many fixtures and they have trouble also finding programmers that can reprogram the robot every time a new part arrives. So there's not only a welder shortage, but also a programmer shortage to deal with the part variations and the large number of fixtures that they have for low volume, high mix applications. The industries that we serve are job shops, light industry that typically has things like stainless steel, and heavy industry which uses carbon steel.
All right. And how does Novarc's AI solution helps with these challenges? And how is it different from robotic welding?
So NovAI, which is Novarc's flagship AI technology, uses vision and AI to provide perception and cognition to both six-axis articulated robots and cobots. And by recording the weld pool and the joint geometry and feeding that back to the AI, which by binding both the robot motion and the weld parameters, we feed that back out into the motion of the robot and control the power source so that it provides the perfect weld. Because we know, given AI, what it should look like through a model, an AI model. We basically guide the robot and the power source to deliver a weld that deals with the fit-up variations and the distortion that occur in real time. And it is the only system that can do that on the planet right now.
And what broader impact does NovAI has on the automation industry?
So I think it's important to go back to one of the points we were discussing earlier on, which is that because we bring perception and cognition to six-axis robots and cobots, we are creating a new type of information, a new type of data that we are able to express to the enterprise. Again, you have to think about how there are the weld motion, the welding parameters, the robot motion, and then the video that are synchronized, which if you store that in the cloud, you're able to do performance comparisons of various different weld cells, which historically has never been available. You're also able to do track and trace, which means that if you find a defect or you have an X-ray report down the road that says that there was a defect, you can go back and find the exact time and spot at which it happened, correct the AI model, and make sure it never does it again. And finally, as you have this information, you're tracking also the consumables and some of the parts that are used in the weld process. You're able to do predictive maintenance. By also integrating this into the ERP system, you can impact the supply chain. So I think that this has a broad implication to the industry and giving a digital highway for information that historically has been trapped in islands or analog, not available to the enterprise.
All right, thank you.